Hello YouTube solar folks, this is Phil again. As you can see, I got the equipment mounted on the board, the backing board, and I put in behind the inverter. I've got the hardy board to insulate the inverter from the painted surface on the board behind it. So made a little bit of progress getting the equipment hooked up. One of the things that I thought it might be worthwhile to go over with you today about would be the reasons I chose the particular hardware I chose, which may not be what you're looking to do with your hardware or your system, but it'll give you some idea as to what went through my mind and how I approached it. The inverter is the MagnaSign inverter, the solid white box on top there, is one of the reasons I chose it were because of its functionality. It has quite a few features and functions that I liked, and I won't go through all of those right now, but they fit with the application that I'm putting it in. It's US based. The support capability of the company looked like it would be pretty good, even though I read a couple of negative reports on the internet. Of course, you can find those about anybody. I went to the Better Business Bureau page for this company, and they were rated A+. So I think that they are, I'm going to have to go with that, and we'll find out in the long run whether they live up to their capabilities and their reputation or not. The documentation that they have is absolutely excellent. I've been impressed with the level of documentation that they've put together. And back on support for a second, I will say that I've had the occasion to have two contacts with the MagnaSign company, one voice and one email, and they have responded quickly and thoroughly on both of them. So I've been very satisfied with that. The construction of the equipment is very solid. I like the way it's built. It's very compact. It's neatly configured. The powder coat finish is very good on it, and so I'm satisfied with that. There were a couple of features that I did not find on other inverters. One of them is that they have some field repair kits. Now, I did not get into investigating that, but it would be nice if you have a failure in the field, that if you were able to repair it in the field, that would be a nice feature. And the feature that really pushed me over the top in selecting these folks was that they have a low voltage battery shut-off programmable capability. And if you're trying to make sure that you don't over discharge your batteries, then that's a key feature. So if I set it so that I only discharge the batteries by 20%, and then the inverter shuts down, then I can maintain the batteries and get many years of useful life out of them. So I'll have to work with that a while, but I really like that feature because I don't want to destroy or ruin those batteries because of over discharging them. The warranty on the system is 3 years if you buy them in two components, like I did mine, the top component and the bottom, and then I'm putting them together. But if you put them together, if you buy them pre-assembled with a backplate, the warranty goes to 5 years. And it may be worth considering the 5 years and paying a little extra for it, just in order to get an extra couple of years on a warranty. Now, like everything else, they have a couple of features that I don't care for. One of them is that they're quite pricey, so you have to sort of decide whether the features and functionalities are worth it to step up and buy this particular unit. And one of the things that I really did not like about it was the fact that you have to have, even though it has a lot of functionality and capability, you have to have a control panel that you have to buy in order to set it to anything but the preset factory functions. And this is what it is. It's a little control unit. Cost you another couple $100 to get this and to put it in. But in my mind, it's almost like buying a car that has a wonderful radio system in it that will tune into almost any channel that you want to tune in. But in order to get it to work, you have to buy a tuner in addition to the radio. So that's kind of where this is, and I really didn't care for that. But the flip side of that is the programmable capability of it is pretty significant, and the controller unit has a 100-page instruction booklet on how to set up different parameters in the MagnaSine inverter. So maybe it's worthwhile. The other thing that I didn't like is that it doesn't have a battery monitoring capability. Remember that the inverter basically has two functions. It can, on this particular one, it converts 48 volts to 240 volts DC to 240 volts AC, and it also charges the batteries when the Midnight Solar box, the black box on the right, is not getting enough photovoltaic input to keep the batteries charged. So I went ahead and ordered another option, which is the battery charge monitor, the battery monitor, and it'll probably be in here in the next few days, and then I'll install it before I start doing a wiring installation. And again, it's another couple $100 for another extra that is included in some other inverters that I looked at. And another thing that I really didn't care for is that it does not have networking capability. So even though you've got a lot of control over what the inverter does, you can't look at it over a network or plug a PC into this thing and read what's going on or set it using PC software. So anyway, that's kind of the story on the MagnaSine inverter. Now the box on the right, the Midnight Solar charge controller, the reason I chose it was because, again, it's a U.S. based company. From what I've read, they've got pretty good reviews. I've had 2 contacts with them so far, and both of them have been excellent, very good responses, very interested in taking care of me as a customer. This controller also handles high voltages, which I'm planning to put into it. I'm putting high photovoltaic voltages in it, and it can handle up to 200 volts in my case. It also handles pretty high amperage. It's either 80 or 90 amps. I'm not going to do that, but I won't have that much amperage coming through it. But it's very flexible. It also will work with wind and hydro and integrate those into a photovoltaic system, so that you have capability with Midnight Solar to be able to integrate these charging capabilities. And at some point down the road, I'm looking to do the wind thing. It has built into it, the controller has built into it arc fault protection, which I did not find in any other controller, and it has ground fault protection, which is required by code. Now, if you don't have the ground fault protection integrated into the controller, the ground fault protection fusee or circuit breakers are over $100. So you save over $100 just by having that feature available. The specifications are very good. The documentation's good, and the networking is very good. You can hook it to a PC locally and actually manage parameters off of a PC, and you can get to it over an internet network from wherever you might happen to be. It has the company has pretty good photovoltaic modeling software, so you can put in the parameters for the different kinds of panels you've got and see how it works with their charge controller. They've also got a pretty good selection of related products. Now, I'm also buying a battery monitor from these folks, And I'll put this on a wall probably above the charge controller, but they have a battery monitoring capability too. So since they're charging and controlling the battery as well as the inverter, I need both systems to tell me what they're doing. And just as a side note, I'm planning on putting these are Midnight Solar surge suppressors, and I'm planning on putting 3 of them in the system. One for the photovoltaic side, one for the battery side, and one for the AC side. You know, with the kind of investment you have to make in these systems in order to get them up and running, it'd be a shame to get a lightning strike or hit and just knock out everything. And of course, to get a direct hit, it's gone anyway. But so anyway, I hope this is you know, a little bit of value to you. And I think it's probably worth having another discussion on how to wire one of these up, but we'll do that in a day or two. Take care.